We are here on a beautiful spring day in Railroad Town. That's Stuhr Museum's recreated Pioneer Town in Grand Island, Nebraska. Now, 4 contestants will compete in Railroad Town, performing a variety of tasks. Let's see who will earn the title of Genuine Pioneer. Stuhr Museum's Railroad Town races, where 4 people put down their credit cards and cell phones and pick up tools from another era. And just like pioneers of the 1890s, our contestants will engage in the following activities for the title of Genuine Pioneer. First, watering the goats. Saucy. Independence Day. Woodworking. And finally, big wheel racing. And Railroad Town is where it's all going down. Stuhr Museum's Pioneer Town recreates these 1890s activities that you see here and so much more. It's every May 1st through Labor Day. Now let's meet our contestants. Don is our mature contestant, likely to take advantage of senior discounts when buying coffee at the drive-thru. Rachel's boyfriend volunteered her for this competition, and evidently he was light on the details of what was going to happen today. Zandra warned us ahead of time that she's very competitive. She now recruits sporting events to fill her community's ball fields and gymnasiums. Rob's belief in himself is matched only by his height. The 6'6" contestant is ready to go toe-to-toe with the competitive Zandra. We're going to walk around the corner to the planing mill. Let's meet Mr. Dudley. Woodworking. Here contestants cut through a wood board using a handsaw. The fastest time wins. Seems simple enough, right? Oh. 28-year-old Rob having a little trouble keeping that blade in the groove.
It's like...
Now he has a rhythm. He's moving through that board pretty well. Finishing in at 44 seconds.
Time!
Here's Don. Can a billboard salesman cut wood? Yeah, it looks like he's done this before. And sawing to a finish at an impressive 29 seconds. Yep, let's put that blade down, Don. Rachel has a tough time to beat here, but seems to already have a fairly steady rhythm, albeit slow. Keeping the saw blade straight and keeping it from sticking is key here. It's tricky. Rachel finishing in at 1:39. May very well put her in last place. Mr. Dudley counts down the last contestant here in the woodworking challenge.
There you go. It's never ending.
Zandra picks up a fairly steady pace, finishing in at just under a minute. 58 seconds to be exact, putting her in 3rd place.
Wow, that is hard. Jeez.
Don comes in first at just 27 seconds. Rob, 44 seconds for 2nd place. Zandra in 3rd, just under a minute, 58 seconds. Rachel in last place, 1:39.
Well, clearly everyone benefited from my going first. I put up a 44 seconds. Wasn't my first rodeo. I was hoping to do better, but 2nd place is easy enough to come back from, so I'll get him in the next game.
It was hard. Sawing is hard. Not my forte, yeah. I'm just gonna work hard, do my best, show them what I got, you know?
After 1 round, Don is in the lead with a commanding 400 points. Rob has half of that, comes in 2nd place with 200 points. Railroad Town races at Stuhr Museum in Grand Island, Nebraska continues. In the 1890s, water did not follow pipes into your kitchen like it does today. The convenience of indoor plumbing for cooking and cleaning required elbow grease in all kinds of weather. Water the goats. The goal of this challenge is to use one of Railroad Town's water pumps to fill up a trough as quickly as possible. In just 2 minutes, let's see how Rachel does. This event will make you surely think twice before wasting water at home. arduous task, one might say tedious process, but it's all they knew in the 1890s. The allotted time here is just 2 minutes, and Rachel filled 2 3/4 inches of water. Considerably harder than just turning on the tap, needless to say. Good job, Rachel. Next up, Zandra. Try not to spill.
It's not coming out!
Each drop is precious in this game. Try to keep it all in the bucket or in the trough.
God, more of it ends up on yourself than in the trough.
Challenging to say the least. You
How
can
much?
only go as fast as that pump is producing water. This event really puts in perspective the luxuries that we take advantage of every day and perhaps take for granted. The ease of just turning on the tap. Rob rocking the pump in his confident fashion. Yielding an impressive 3.5 inches. And Don, poised and ready. He's done this before. Does he have indoor plumbing in his home? Last 10 seconds. Just under 4 inches, Don 3.6 inches. To sum up this round, Don takes first place in this event with 3.6 inches and Rachel in last place, 2.7. It was an enlightening experience.
My goal was just to go as fast as I could and I don't know, I just had a hope and a prayer and it didn't work out for me. Everyone has their strengths and weaknesses. Haven't really found my strengths here yet today.
Well, I tell you, I was last, so I really picked up some tips from my competition. Those young whippersnappers are pretty darn good, and I'm just hoping and praying I haven't peaked early here and I can make it through the competition before my nap time.
Still a ways to go, and here are the standings. Don has 800 points. Rob has 400 points, Sandra in third place with 200, and finally Rachel at 100. Let's take a walk down to Front Street now, where the next challenge will involve a little recreation. And before Game Boys, video games, and cell phones, children played with stilts.
I think I got this game on lockdown. Picked it up once and I'm going to go with it.
Independence Day. Now let's see how our modern folks fare at these 1890s games. Unless you hang drywall or had a part-time job at the circus, chances are you've never walked like this. Awkward, cumbersome, clumsy, and a little dangerous. Zandra making that look easy. Oh, she was just pretending. Rachel having some difficulty staying on. Zandra approaching the finish line. Looks like Don is fully ensconced in this. Rob found that rhythm. He's really moving at a fast pace. Down and out Don. We've got a contestant down.
Sorry.
Rob and Rachel are now first. Don and Zandra come in second.
I was very relieved to make it. I thought our chances were pretty slim. I thought I may have messed it up, but he was able to pull it through. So
Don't call it a comeback. I never counted us out even for a second. My teammate did everything she could. She got us what we needed to do, and I brought it home in the end. Don's sneaky. He likes to play the good guy, but deep down I know he's out to win everything. He's no holds barred, but today we got the best of him.
Let's run down the standings thus far. Don is first with 1,000 points. Rob in second place with 800 points. Rachel has 500 points for third place, and Zandra is now in last place with 400. Next, we're going to move to the porch of one of Stuhr Museum's historic homes. Cooking in the 1890s took not only grit, but also skill and the ability to work with tools. Saucy. In this challenge, our contestants will see who can create the longest unbroken apple peel in 3 minutes using just a paring knife. Trust me, this is harder than you think it is. Takes a lot of concentration. You don't just want that peel to be in one piece, you want to have your hand be in one piece as well. Don't forget to respect that blade, pioneers. This is a particularly difficult challenge as it takes concentration and patience and caution to achieve that desired result in the allotted time here. The silence is deafening in the apple peeling competition. Don's gonna make a pie. Again, the goal, beyond not slicing into yourself, is to have the longest continuous uncut apple peel. Sandra has an impressive one going right now.
1 minute to go.
Pioneers, you have 1 minute left. There's a lot of things you could do with apple peels if you're interested. You could roast them. A lot of nutrients in the apple peel, but that's not the concern here. The concern is how fast can you make a continuous, and how long can you have a continuous apple peel? The longest continuous apple peel wins.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put your
Knives and apples down, pioneers.
Good apple.
Round 2 results, Don's apple peel is 14 inches. Zandra, an impressive 12 inches. Not too shabby. Rob, 8.5 inches. Rachel, 5.2.
I thought I performed to the highest quality, but Don just seemed to out-inch me. I'm a little upset Don won this one, but he couldn't win when he was my partner in the stilts competition. He is really good. He surprised me. Underdog for sure.
I've been peeling apples since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. My granny and my mama made me peel the apples, made me peel the potatoes, made me peel anything that was peelable. My competitors did this to me to try to injure me after that last competition.
And here's your rundown of the standings. Don still first place with 1,400 points. Rob has 900, Zandra 600. Rachel right behind her with 550. Let's stroll down to Railroad Town's Fire Bell to see which contestant can bring the heat in our finale. When horses weren't available, hand carts were the next best thing. Big wheel racing. In this challenge, our wannabe pioneers are going to pull a cart around the barrel and back. We didn't even pack it with anything. You think it's easy? Let's see how they do. A head-to-head race, the two-wheel carts. Is it easier to push or pull? I guess it depends on the individual. Again, more great insight as to how much more physical strength was needed to live in the 1890s. Rob is in at 20.
20 seconds.
Don brings it in at 31. It's a good thing Rachel was able to borrow some boots for this race. She came in today in flip-flops. Zandra kicking pioneer butt. An object in motion. Imagine trying to get that thing in motion when it's filled with household items or tools.
32 for Rachel. Get those? 3, 2, 1.
And they're off. There's a unique view from the big wheel handcart cam. Impressive work from our contestants Rob, Zandra, Don, and Rachel. Time now for the final results. Our 4 contestants have sawed, pumped, peeled, and raced their way toward the title of True Pioneer. And the winner of Railroad Town Races is Don. Congratulations, Don. Impressive and well-versed in each of the events, Don comes out on top. Final score, Don 1,500, Rob 1,300, Zandra 800, and Rachel 600 in last place. These games are only part of what you could find at Stuhr Museum's Railroad Town, with historic homes, businesses, and over 60 structures. It's an experience you will not forget. Log on www.stuhrmuseum.org for more info. You could plan your next visit now.